whoever you are, you have gained some sort of wisdom. Okay, some sort of wisdom from this disconnection, from this lost relationship, or just from someone who you've had a falling out with, or just someone you no longer talk to anymore. Like, I feel like you have gained some sort of wisdom when it comes to how you want to move forward, or how you're going to move forward. Okay, because I feel like you're now entering, it's almost like you're becoming this version of yourself that I feel like you have always envisioned, or that it's like not even intentionally, but I feel like because you have been going through these experiences, but especially with a certain connection or with a certain relationship, I feel like you're now, it's like someone has opened your eyes or has given you new lens because of this loss in their life. Like, you have experienced some sort of disconnection, or some sort of relationship has been really severed, but I feel like from this you have gained, okay, and from this you have gained wisdom, you have gained knowledge, you have gained something out of it rather than nothing. Okay, and I feel like it's almost like you're so much more confident, that you are just even, you're looking ahead of you, you're looking ahead of your time, you're looking ahead towards your future, because you know that what you know already, like, it's like you're playing poker, and you're playing poker with other people, and you have a better hand, you have a better hand, and that is why it just doesn't even matter at this point. It's like, so what? I'm feeling like this nonchalant energy that's coming from you, like, okay, this has ended, okay, this has happened, but there's better. Oh my gosh, I got Ace of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. There's better ahead of you, okay? Like, can you be more cocky? Can you be more confident? Like, can you be more into yourself than you are now? Because I feel like this person has just really blew up your head, okay? And that is not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing, that I feel like you have really just filled up your ego so much, and just filled up your ways. And I'm not saying this as a diss, okay, or any shade, but I feel like you're just now entering, it's like a glow up stage. You're entering your I don't give a fuck stage, okay? And it's like people can now look, people can now stare, people can say whatever they want to say behind your back. You know where you're going, okay? And it's not where they're going. Even though I feel like you have gained this confidence, I feel like with this other connection, they have really lost that. They are very dependent on your energy, very dependent on your efforts, your reaction. But I feel like now you have pulled back, you're pulled away. This person just doesn't know how to function. And a Nine of Swords. Death and a Nine of Swords. Okay, this person doesn't even know how to function without you. Okay, and that is why you're feeling lighter. That is why I'm feeling this lighter energy. I'm feeling this very... Not only are you nonchalant about the whole happening, this whole situation that has happened, but I feel like your energy is lighter, because you know that this person was just making it so heavy. You know that this person was just causing nothing but disruption, nothing but pain, okay? Nothing but chaos. I feel like whatever situation you was in, or whatever this connection was, relationship was, and that has really had a falling out, that's really fizzled out or faded in some sort of way, will be in your benefit. But not so much for them, because I feel like you have always provided that dopamine hit that they were looking for. Okay, and I don't know what that means, but I feel like they were some sort of vampire, energy vampire that was just taking your energy and using it for their own benefit. But now I feel like you have severed that connection, or you have really pulled back or pulled away, and now they're feeling it. They're feeling the effects of not having you around. I feel like that is what the power I'm feeling, that is what the lightness that I'm feeling when it comes to your energy, because they don't know how to function. Don't know how to function. 5 of Cups. And Queen of Cups. Okay, I feel like this person was very reliant on your energy. Very reliant and very dependent on your energy. It's almost like, I don't know if this relationship was codependent, but I feel like it was more so of one-sided. It was more so of one person thrive off of other people while the other was just thrived off their own energy. So I feel like you were more so into your own energy, into your own bubble. You don't really pay attention to what's happening around you, not in a very naive, or how do I say it? Not in a very what's the word? I forgot the word. Not in a very naive way, but more so of you rather pour more into yourself than into others. And I feel like that is why a lot of people around you may depend on that energy, depend on that dopamine hit when it comes to being around you, when it comes to really taking what's yours. Okay, when I say taking what's yours, I mean more so your energy and your vibe and your aura. Okay, because I feel like the more you are really raising this frequency of yours, people are going to start to fall out. People are going to start to really fall out, but also disconnect and not be as interested as they once were. And you may be feeling for a moment, what's wrong with me? Or like, I feel like you're now in the stage of really things falling apart, but they're more so falling apart so they can fall into place and really make a clearer picture for you to actually grasp, okay, for you to actually understand and to look at it better. Because without those pieces in the puzzle, it's hard for you to comprehend what the picture is, but for it to actually make sense and for it to really give you that sense of clarity, you have to have the full picture of it. Okay, you need all the pieces in the puzzle for it to come together. And right now it's not really together, but it's coming together. Okay, you're in a place where your life is coming together, but as it's coming together, it's gonna feel like chaos. It's gonna feel like it's falling apart. It's gonna feel like people are just leaving and not really caring about you, and you have no support, and you have no love, and you have no guidance. But I feel like, trust me when I say this, it's all coming. It's all not only coming, but it's all happening. Okay, it's all happening at once. What's the movie? Everything everywhere all at once, whatever, something like that. I just remember the title of the movie. I don't really know the movie. Now I feel like you're turning this thing around. You're turning this thing around when it comes to you getting played with, okay? You being trampled on, you really being played with, and you just really being taken advantage of when it comes to certain people, okay? Because I feel like now you are no longer the victim. I feel like you've had this way about you where I feel like you've had to think like others, you've had to move like others, you've had to look like others. But now I feel like it's time to really step into this into this powerful energy that I feel like you're now embodying, okay? And I feel like now that you are raising this frequency, you are now embodying your true self. People are going to fall out. People are going to start to be intimidated. They're going to start to really look the other way. I feel like there has been people who have been interested in you, but now I feel like they're not so much interested in you. Like, like some people around you may have had their eyes on you, or they may have wanted to come forth, or they may have really wanted to be around you, but now not so much. And it's not because there's something wrong with you, it's because you are now starting to enter this version of self that is becoming higher and higher, okay? And once you reach that higher version of yourself, what happens when you start to raise your frequency? What happens when you start to become better? What happens when you start to really recognize your own strength and your own power? People will not want to come forth. They don't want to even attempt to try to take advantage of that, of you, okay? Because like I said, you have been around energy vampires, but now I feel like they don't have that power anymore, so they can't really come to you anymore. You won't give it to them. It's like certain people have witnessed you in a new light, and now they know that they can't really try you. They can't really try to play you, even attempt. And it's like, okay, Three of Pentacles. I feel like things have just been turned around. Things have been just turned around in their favor. Okay, you know how like this man is just on the stage and like the light is just shining on the people, where I feel like it has been the other way around for so long. Like I feel like you have been ashamed, or you have been put on the spotlight to where I feel like you have felt that you were not good enough, you did not belong, or you didn't really meet certain expectations when it comes to certain people in your life. Okay, this could be in your family, this could be any close relations that I feel like you have experienced, but I feel like you have been in situations where you have not really met certain expectations, you have really not been fully accepted. But I feel like now you have the power, and now that you have starting to acknowledge who you really are and acknowledge your true power, it's like now you are really reflecting that onto others who have wronged you, or who have really tried to dim your own light, and now I feel like it has been put back on them, if that makes sense. Like you have come to, it's like you're starting to awaken. So I feel like you have just been spiritually awakened to a point where I feel like you have never thought you would be in this point in your life, where everything's starting to be more clear, everything's starting to become more understanding. Even if you're not there now, you are going to get there soon, eventually. Because like I said, everything seems like it's falling apart, everything seems like it's chaos, everyone seems like they just aren't really acting accordingly. When I say acting accordingly, they're not really acting as if you belong. But I feel like that is just perfect alignment happening. Okay, that is just synchronicity happening in your favor and nothing more. It's not gonna look pretty at first, but it's gonna turn out pretty fucking awesome in the end. And it is. Two of Swords. Okay, I feel like I don't know what this connection was or what this relationship was, but I feel like whatever relationship you have recently experienced or whatever this connection has ended has been decided and it's final. Okay, but also it's not only has ended, but I feel like there's also a beginning, to a point where I feel like it has been accepted. Okay, even though I feel like from another standpoint it hasn't, but it has been accepted on your part. Okay, even though it may feel like the end, even though it may feel like just chaotic, or even though it feels like there's just things happening around you, it feels like there's some sort of acceptance as well. Like there is some sort of feeling of duality that I feel like is starting to be accepted. Like you are now starting to realize that there could be two existences happening at the same time. There could be joy and there could be disaster happening at the same time, or joy and disappointment happening at the same time. But I feel like it's almost as if like it makes sense, and it's giving you this sort of feeling of of lightness. I don't even know how to explain it, but I feel like there's just this energy that just feels like has been lighter. Like I said, there has been this weight that has been lifted off of you. Whatever this connection or relationship was, I feel like this has really been the thing that you have been needing, or that has needed to happen for you to actually get to this feeling, get to this point in your life that I feel like you are now going to you're now going to be open to just new possibilities that I feel like you have never even imagined. Like I feel like you're now becoming this version of yourself that I feel like you could never have thought in a million years you would become. Okay, not even you are going to see this coming. Like I feel like within very, very soon, okay, within the few months, you're going to turn out into this version of yourself that is going to be someone you will least expect. Okay, someone you never, like I feel like you are going to not even be prepared as to what type of person you're going to become. Okay, because I feel like you are now entering the spiritual light path of yours, and the more you're starting to accept this fate, you're starting to accept this new way about you are, it's almost as if like it's starting to unravel slowly, but also just gracefully. Okay, you're gonna come out of this very gracefully and very open and very accepting. Okay, I don't know what other correct words to put this or to explain it, but I feel like there's very light and very spiritual energy that I feel like it's like you're starting to like float. Okay, even though I feel like your wings have been clipped, and it may feel like you don't know how to juggle this, it may feel like you don't know how to function, it may feel like you just don't know how to navigate without these wings, but I feel like you're gonna find a way around it. It's going to be okay. It's going to get better. Okay. And that is such a powerful, powerful feeling that I feel like that no one can take away from you. And this is like, this is your trump card. Like, this is your trump card. And no one knows what's ahead but you. Okay. So that's all I have to say. And nothing but beautiful and abundant things is headed your way because of this new shift that you have entered. I hope this helped, my loves. Thank you for tuning in, and